Órale. Cholo, chocos, tres chingones, boxing shots, dos chingones y chingonas, homie. Kind of late. I don't think, man, honestly, I don't think I've ever been on this late, dog. Serio, man. Just kicking it. What's up, Pete Town? Just kicking it, man. I don't got to work tomorrow. I got the day off because I got something I got to do. I got to do that stair climb in downtown LA tomorrow. So I'm not gonna be able to go live with the boys tomorrow. I'm not sure if they're gonna go live. I don't know. They haven't got at me, man, to let me know if they're gonna go ahead and do their thing or not. If they do, hey, beat them up for them, Holmes. But I want to go jump on here and talk a little bit about everything that's been going on and watching the fights over the weekend. Damn, dog. And not only that, but the fights that we got going on tomorrow. I saw the weigh-ins today, but man, thinking about Jaime Munguia, right? Um, I was kind of wondering what he was gonna look like, after leaving Freddie Roach. And I thought, again, one never knows, right? But I thought that he was gelding pretty well with Freddie Roach, but I guess Munguia didn't want to be working out in LA. He wanted to be, out in Big Bear, and he just didn't want to be working out over there, man. And Freddie Roach doesn't, he doesn't leave, so I thought he was really coming to his own, dog, doing his thing, or I should say improving, doing his thing, man. And I like what I saw from Munguia. I did. There's now what's up, Alonso Amazing. Um Munguia can be the guy that probably can be the kingpin at 168 once Canelo decides to leave. Once he decides to leave boxing, I guess. By Alonzo G. Smash my like. Um He's a kid. I gotta tell you guys this about Munguia, man. If you guys been watching for a while, I've been saying it for a long while. It took him a long time. It took him a long time, at least for me to be like, man, you know what? I think this kid can do some really good work. Because for the longest time, dog, I thought he took way too many punches. He didn't really have good defense. He really didn't have good footwork. No really good movement around the ring. He was just a big kid that can take a big punch, and he gave a big punch, right? And I was like, nah, dog, that ain't gonna happen, man. I think that dude, he had so many fights in. But by this time, by me saying that, he was already like in the late 30s of fights. He was like 37 fights in. And I'm like, yeah, no, if he hasn't learned already, he hasn't learned already. But the thing about him is how active he stays and how many fights he puts in. Word is, man, that he's got a fight coming in December. So that's pretty impressive, man. After coming off of a loss to Canelo on Cinco de Mayo weekend, should he fight in December, that's two fights that he's gonna fight in the same year after of loss. You rarely see that. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that trailer, man. It's good. It's good. One of the best trailers I've seen for a fight was Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk when they did like the Western theme, and then Tyson Fury pulled out. Eventually, the fight happened, but that trailer was badass, man. But that fight did not happen on that schedule. But Jaime Munguia, and not only that, but the dude he fought. The dude he fought, man. I thought, I became a little bit of a fan of his, and I am interested to see what he does next. But sticking with Jaime Munguia, man, at 168, Joshua versus Usyk trailer good too. Yeah, yeah, they do it. They're putting on some pretty good trailers, man. Oh, and we'll get to Anthony Joshua in a second, but Jaime Munguia, fighting on Friday, um, getting back into the winner bracket, I think that is very, very, very important for fighters. When fighters take a long time, when they take a long layoff after a loss, honestly, it not all the time, not all the time, but a lot of the times it ends up hurting the fighter as opposed to, you know what, get me right back in there. Get me right back in there against a complete nobody. You don't need to get me in there against a top 5 competitor. Just get me in there just so I could get in the winning circle again. Even if it's a complete mismatch, so be it. Just go through another, again, depending on how bad your loss was. I mean, if you went all 12 rounds and you took a beating, then no, Charlie, dog, you gotta let your body recover. You got to let your body recover, take some time off. But as soon as you could get back into the ring safely, that is, get back into that ring. And that's one thing that I could say about Munguia. Loses in May, back in the ring in September. Now, I didn't really know too much about his opponent, but, he gave him a pretty damn good fight. But to me, if you lose, as soon as you could get back in the ring, get back in the ring against a complete nobody. Just get back in the winning circle. Get back to the feeling of you winning, as opposed to you taking this long layoff and it's just in the back of your mind that the last time you were in the ring, you got your ass kicked. Munguia versus Berlanga next. Yeah, man. What's up, D Style? Yeah, now I will say this, man. If you remove Canelo from 168, I think there's a lot of good fights to be made at 168, barring Canelo. Because in reality, dog, like Canelo already beat Caleb Plant. He already beat Berlanga. He already beat Munguia. He hasn't fought in Billy, but look, if that fight happens, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. I mean, I'm not really all into that fight, but those 4 guys right there, Berlanga, Munguia, and Billy, and Berlanga. All 4 of those dudes, man, in any order that you want to make those fights, I'm in. I'm in, man. Doesn't matter what matchups you have. Now, people have been saying Munguia Berlanga. Yeah, that's cool. I think the only thing is, though, Pete Town, is Munguia is coming off of a win while Berlanga is coming off of a loss. Now, is it still a good matchup? Yeah, it's still a good matchup. But I think Berlanga will probably have to get in the ring and probably just get a victory against a complete nobody. So be it. That's fine. But out of those 4 guys, Berlanga's the one coming off of a loss. Caleb Plant's coming off of a win. Munguia's coming off of a win. And Billy's coming off of a win. Berlanga's the only one coming off of a loss. I mean, we could definitely say, yeah, but he lost to the face of boxing. He lost to Canelo. Yeah, yes, definitely. Honestly, man, like I said, those 4 guys in any order I'm down with, but I'd rather see Berlanga versus Caleb Plant just because there's bad blood right there. I'd rather see those 2 guys go at it. But in any order, I don't care, dog. Christian and Billy, throw them somewhere in that mix too. I think before Berlanga gets in there with, say, a Caleb Plant or a Jaime Munguia, I think he's going to need to take another fight against a complete nobody just so he can get a victory. But the thing about the thing about Berlanga, though, dog, is that every time he steps into the ring, man, there's a good, like a really good chance that he's going to lose, even against a sorry ass dude. Now, Berlanga did impress me against Canelo. He did a lot better than I thought he was going to do. And I'm not even going to mention the whole thing about him, going to heavyweight or anything like that. But I mean, he impressed me. Can he do that again against somebody else? Get your motivation up to fight a complete nobody, or is he going to take it a little lightly? But all three other guys, man, they're all coming off of wins. And dog, I think 168 is actually pretty exciting. I think the only thing when it comes to 168 is the fact that Canelo's there and he's already beaten most of those dudes with the exception of Christian and Billy. And really nobody's really clamoring for that fight. Gracias, Alonso. Amazing. Nobody's really clamoring for that fight. Like I said, if it happens, that's cool, dog. It happens. It's one thing that is missing in that weight class, and that is another superstar for Canelo to fight because there is no other superstar at 168. Nobody is wanting to see a rematch with Munguia. Nobody's wanting to watch a rematch with Caleb Plant or Berlanga. If Christian and Billy gets in there, say with like a Jaime Munguia and beats him, okay, then just maybe, people might, start raising their eyebrows and saying like, ooh, you know what? This M Billy guy, man. This M Billy guy. There is somebody in 168 that Canelo has not beat. This M Billy guy looks like the real deal. Start catching a little bit of a buzz. But until then, there's really nobody for Canelo, man. At 168, that is. So Munguia, I'd like to see him get in there, man, against any one of those guys. And we'll see what happens, man. But looks like he's gonna take some sort of a tomato can, keep busy fighting December. Good for him. Good for him. Stay busy, man. Stay busy. Emiliano Vargas was on the undercard, man. That kid looks good. Out of all the Vargas kids, he's the most promising. You got that other dude, man, with the big ass Jerry curls that fought Sean Garcia. Emiliano looks like he's the only promising one, man. So, I do pay attention to his fights. Hey, man, but let's talk about Anthony Joshua, dog, and Daniel Dubois. Damn. More here, drinking extra water, man, hydrating for tomorrow. So I'm gonna be sweating a lot, dog, climbing those stairs. What's up, Deshaun Williams? Anthony Joshua goes in there at 34 years old and he gets plummeled, dog. He gets his ass handed to him. I'm not gonna stay on too long, man. I'm not gonna stay on too long. But you know what? I used to do those, man. I used to do those where I would drop the link. But no, I'm not gonna stay on too long tonight, man. Um, Anthony Joshua goes in there, gets his ass handed to him by Daniel Dubois. By the way, what a good story for Daniel Dubois, who a lot of people were counting him out, calling him a quitter. You know that whole thing, hey man, once you quit, you're always a quitter. This dude, man, he's been working his way up quietly, by the way. Whenever you talked about heavyweights, nobody really mentioned Daniel Dubois. He's just quietly been doing it. Victory after victory after victory after victory. So I thought he was going to lose against Big Baby Miller, and he took it to him. But when it comes to Anthony Joshua, check this out. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that he should retire, right? Hey, Anthony Joshua should retire. He's made so much money already. So much money. He doesn't need the money. Well, heck, before this fight, he didn't need the money either. Prior, you could probably say that for like his last, I don't know, dog. Count how many fights. He doesn't need the money, but he's got the passion. So he got his ass kicked. Now, should he get a rematch? I'll tell you guys this, okay? Maybe he should roll the dice in a rematch. I mean, we saw the whole thing with Andy Ruiz. I think this is a different animal though. I think Daniel Dubois takes it to him again in a rematch. So no, I don't think he should take a rematch. But if he does, hey man, more power to him. Isn't that what you want from fighters? Fighters that challenge themselves, fighters that are not afraid. So more power to him if he goes and gets it. I don't want to see it. I will tell you guys this though, man. The people that are saying like, hey, he should retire, he should retire, he should retire. No, I don't think he should. There's fights I want to see him in. I still want to see him fight Deontay Wilder. I do. Should that be a major pay-per-view? No, it shouldn't. But should the fight happen? Yeah, I still want to see it. Do I still want to see it as much? Is it as meaningful as it would have been a few years back? No, it's not. But I'd rather get it now than not get it at all. So am I on the same boat as so many people that are saying, hey, Joshua should retire? No, I'm not. I think maybe his days of reaching for the top are done, especially at his age. But at the same time, it's heavyweight. You're 34. It's not like you're super old. And by the way, why should he retire, man? Don't boxing fans always say, "Oh man, these fighters are trying to protect their"? Oh, I know Joshua wasn't undefeated going into this fight, but he lost. He lost, man. Why should he retire? Nah, dog, keep going. I don't really want to see a rematch because I think it'd probably be the same story. I mean, I think he'll put up a better fight, but I still think Daniel Dubois will beat him. But yeah, dog, there's still other fights I want to see Anthony Joshua win. Like I said, Deontay Wilder. What if he fights Andy Ruiz again? The trilogy. They're both, I mean, they're 1-1. Nobody ever asked, there was really no buzz, but you could build that fight up. I don't know what Andy Ruiz is doing, but make no mistake about it. You make that fight across the pond, it's going to sell. Here, it'll do decent. But you make that fight across the pond, hey, they're both 1-1. Start building it up. Make the trilogy. But make no mistake about it, man. I definitely still want to see him versus Deontay Wilder. And by the way, check this out. By the way, if Tyson Fury loses to Alexander Usyk again, wouldn't you guys be interested to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury? As a matter of fact, I'll tell you guys this. Daniel Dubois beat Joshua, right? And if Usyk beats Fury, what heavyweight fight would make more money than Fury versus Joshua? Both of them coming off of a loss. There is no fight in the heavyweight division that would make more money than a Fury versus Joshua. Even both of those guys coming off of a loss. I can't think of a fight that you could put Alexander Usyk in where he could make more money, or it would be a much bigger deal or a much bigger fight than a Fury Joshua. And these are two dudes coming off of losses. Usyk beat Joshua twice. And if he beats Tyson Fury, he beat Fury twice. There is no fight for Alexander Usyk that's going to be bigger than a Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight. So, no, man, I still think there's a career for Anthony Joshua. I still think there's big fights for him. Honestly, I just think, really, honestly, Max, I think there's two big fights for him. If he can fight Deontay Wilder, and if he can fight Tyson Fury. Yes, of course, people are going to be saying like, "Oh, come on, man! That fight was meaningful. Those fights were meaningful, years ago." Yes, they were. They were more meaningful back then. I'd rather get them now than never get them at all. And maybe they would have sold, and it would have been a much bigger deal years ago. But believe you and me, they will still sell, and it will still be somewhat of a big deal. Not as much, but it still will be. But look, man, good for Daniel Dubois, dog. Good for Daniel Dubois. I was watching the weigh-ins today for the fights tomorrow. I should be home in time. You guys know, or if you guys don't know, I'm gonna be doing the downtown LA US Bank Tower stair climb tomorrow. But I should be home in time to go ahead and catch the ESPN card, which I am interested in, especially Xander Zayas versus Sosa. Zayas, man, they really got to get that kid out there. They really got to get that kid going. They really got to keep him moving. They really got to keep him active. They got to start having him headline, man, some of his own fights, make him the main event. It's cool that they put him in co-main events, but it seems like every time he's not fighting enough, man. That's what I'm seeing. Shushu Carrington, of course, he's coming up, and the Sandy Ryan and Makayla Mayer. There's very few female fights that I get excited for, and I'm excited for this one. I am excited for this one, and the fact that they've been talking smack to each other and there's bad blood between one another, I'm excited for it. So this should be good, man. This should be good. I am excited. I'm hoping I'm back home and I'm in one piece, Holmes. It'll be one heck of a damn workout. But if Xander Zayas gets the victory, which I'm assuming he will, and I'm hoping he looks sensational. I'm hoping he gets it by knockout. Whenever people are talking about 154 pounds, people aren't really mentioning him, man. They're really not mentioning him. With the Terrence Crawfords and the Sebastian Fundoras and the Tim Tszyu and the Virgil Ortizes, nobody's really bringing up Xander Zayas. So he's got to force his way into the mix, because in all reality, he was actually a little bit more of a bigger buzz before than he is now. Like, his flame kind of died down, man. He was catching more buzz before than what I'm hearing his name now. So he's got to look sensational tomorrow. He's got to stop this Sosa guy. And he's got to start calling out some names. But not only that, man, they got to keep this kid busy. Keep him busy. So we'll see what's up with that, man. Like I said, Carrington, he's always fun to watch, dog. And definitely the main event with the two chicks, Ryan and Mayer, I'll definitely be tuning into that. So I don't know if the boys are going to be on live tomorrow or not. If they are, saludos to them. If not, man, then I will be back. Shoot, it's kind of a slow weekend for boxing. Outside of this Friday, outside of tomorrow. But nonetheless, man, definitely be back on next week. But with that, I'll leave you guys there, man. I got to get some rest. I got a big day tomorrow, Holmes. Big time, Holmes. Big time. All right, todos los tres chingones boxing. Shots to all the chingones y chingonas. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing this. You come back and do it again. Vale, pues.